Welcome back. It's a new episode, and today we're going into the final trial to defend Will Powers in the murder of Jack Hammer. And we're pretty sure that D. Vasquez, the producer of the Steel Samurai, is the real murderer. October 20th, 10 a.m. District Court. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. Haha, Edgeworth on edge, get it? Because his name is Edgeworth and he's on edge? I swear I'm usually funnier than this. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. I don't know when he got British, but he is now. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. And she's the moiterer. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer at Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Murph. Edgeworth makes a lot of weird noises. They're very funny. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay.
Right. $5, please. Please tell me that was at least a little bit funny. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Whoa. Hey. That's weird. Don't be weird, dude. Witness testimony, day of the moita. I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. A van that you used to move the body, I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over. Van. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look over the evidence again, because I don't immediately know where a contradiction might be. Death 10:15 to 2:30 p.m. Dragging one leg. We already determined that is Hammer. A guide map, samurai spear, monkey's head, path to glory. No, probably not that. Definitely not that. Do I have to use this now? Because enter the trailer a little before noon. Don't see any reasons for that. Okay, 12 sharp and when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Alright. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. Dude, come on. It was a 15-minute break. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal? No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. Not if they're both conspirators in a murder. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak...
Well, Nick, find anything?
Kinda wish she'd said a little more.
It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere.
So something that proves she didn't eat the steak. Would that be... I think it would be the steak plate, because I don't think the plates at Studio 2 had bones on it. Unless they ate the bones. Which I guess wouldn't be impossible, but it would be a little weird. Huh, as I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. Ooh, what's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate? You carried the plate all the way here? That's gotta be smelling real bad by now. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you, it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Oh, she looks mad. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone if they ate the bone?
Obviously, if you ate the bone, there'd be no bone.
I think I know how. You ate the bone, too. See? I'm not actually going to choose that. I think that might get me to lose some health. But it is great that they gave you that option. You ate the bone, too. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Murder? You know, homicide? The taking of another life? That sort of thing. Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order? Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yeah, I thought that would be pretty clear. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez.
Good luck, Nick.
I actually like Vasquez as a witness. I like her attitude. Because she, like, doesn't break down quite like the other witnesses or murderers do in the game. So, I think she's pretty interesting for that. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? You couldn't, could you? I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? You know this? I mean, was there ever any blood found on the spear or at the scene? I mean, I get that there's no blood because, like, rating reasons and whatnot. It's like the reason why Danganronpa blood is pink is to one, it fit the art style better, and two, they didn't want to get hit with, like, an extra double mature rating for all the death scenes that happened in that game. I tend to talk about Danganronpa a lot. I'm very sorry. I've been pretty obsessed with it the past several months. What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. The samurai spear itself. No, I think it's probably going to be the 5-year-old photo because it shows someone being impaled on the fence. Wrong, Mr. Wright. But I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence.
I can sense it too with my fable. That's wrong? Okay, so I picked the wrong evidence. Enough with all the sensing.
Right. Okay, here's the real evidence, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon.
Can I? Can I? I don't know if I can.
Maybe it is this? Because he's the one holding the spear?
God fucking damn it.
What do you want? What do you want from me? Is it the spear itself? I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. If you had been, following the conversation for the past 2 minutes, Edgeworth, you would know that it's not. Not so fast. Also, why is Phoenix's tie so bright? It's like fucking neon pink. Very bright color. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. A very strong material, mind you, but I don't think it would hold it together were it to be thrust into somebody's body. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing a thick costume with this, through the chest? Order, order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. He's very annoyed. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? Yes. I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Now I present this. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order, order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Why is he holding a tennis racket? Are we because they claimed he was like filming a scene where he was fighting a villain, but he looks like he was playing a game of tennis. Playing tennis with a body. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Well, look how this guy died! Dude! Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? I mean, it was more like the stomach area, but whatever. Are you saying... Yeah, I am saying... I'm saying a lot of things right now. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. It's an awkwardly long pause. With absolutely no music to accompany it. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. But whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer. In other words... Big kiss me... Sorry. He died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago. How often are we going to keep repeating that? Precisely. Ironic, isn't it?
hope. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff.
You deny that what I say is true?
Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body?
The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time.
No, but there was enough time between the body being discovered
and when the meeting ended, and when the monkey head was moved out of the way of the path. I know how to talk. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance, the van you told us about 5 minutes ago. Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body.
Interesting. Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. She basically told on herself. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Could no one else put that together? Am I really the only person in this courtroom with half a brain cell? Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Objection! Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue?
No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun.
I win? Damn, that only took 18 minutes. So what happens next? This has never happened before. In the two murder cases I've been involved in so far, the killer hasn't just given up like that. Don't question mark me. How did you say that out loud? Don't you have anything to say?
What would you like me to say?
Huh? I lost? Something like that?
I just said that.
Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez? So it was you? You killed Jack Hammer.
Who can say?
Huh?
Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle? You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer.
Right.
But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright.
What? That's tough. Order? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure.
Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving.
What do I do now? Does it matter? Testify again? Testify again, I guess? I don't know, my health bar didn't appear, so I'm assuming that I'd like you to testify again. Testify again?
No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn! I've come so far only to fail.
As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez.
Objection!
Oh. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well. I think that's gotta be one of my favorite moments in this entire game, is where he's like, Objection! I've come up with nothing.
Objection!
Your Honor! I request that the witness testify again.
You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness.
I just want to hear your testimony again.
Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, Indeed, verily, I say, ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick, why did Edgeworth...
Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. Or maybe he's just in love with me, you never know.
But, wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that.
Edgeworth. And, I think we have time. After finding the body, I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now.
Thought I heard footsteps, my bad.
But if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. Yeah. I'm just gonna press on everything until something new pops up. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio?
They weren't there yet.
Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help.
Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy.
Boy? I'm a fully grown man. The witness will continue her testimony. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct?
So he says.
Did no one go to call him?
Remember.
Remember what?
There is a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm?
You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around?
The other way around?
You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing.
Poor Powers. Yeah, poor Powers. That sucks for the dude. Jeez. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue.
Might need to move my laptop again. Yup, this side's getting hot now. There we go.
It's not making a whole lot of noise, at least, so that's a good sign. He called the police. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. I mean, you just found a dead body and, like, nobody was saying anything about it. Silence.
Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
That would be because she, like, saw the photo already. Old bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you. Or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. Take a trailer. The script and your direction notes? Hold on, I need to swap my earbuds again. Because my radio is getting uncomfortable. And I don't like when my ear gets uncomfortable. It sucks when ears get uncomfortable. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue. Something's off about that timeline. Unless I'm understanding this wrong, she's saying that she went to the studio for the rehearsal and that's when they found the body. But she's saying she didn't bring her script and notes because there had been a murder. So she's saying she knew there was a murder before the body was actually discovered. Oh. Objection! Did Edgeworth pick up on that? Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Yeah, I think Edgeworth picked up on it. Thank God. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez says she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Got him! Oh, I just realized this episode has been going on a little too long. Next time we'll continue this. Sorry to cut it off right here, but yeah, see you in the next episode. Bye.